Good evening and almost Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm honored to be sharing the Bema tonight with my friend Jonathan Greenfield. I welcome all of you joining our Shabbat services, and I hope you had a great week as we come together tonight to celebrate this Shabbat as a family. For those joining us via live stream, I hope you found the satellite Siddur so that you can participate in tonight's services. There are several times during the service we may ask you to please rise. What we really mean is if you're able to do so comfortably, otherwise, by all means, please remain snuggled in your seat. Let's turn to the middle of page 124 of our prayer books and page 1 of the satellite Siddur for those joining us by live stream, and we'll read together. May the door of the synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are longing for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of the synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May the synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. Let's make our Shabbat official by inviting Nora Joel to light our Sabbath candles, and we rise to page 120 of our prayer books or page 1 of the satellite Siddur.
Thank you.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Let's continue reading together. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen.
Please be seated. Let's turn to page 125 of our prayer books. Where has the week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished? Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat abide. Let's read together. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time, contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat abide. May these Shabbat hours of rest and renewal now begun open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise for us all.
Let's continue on page 142 in the prayer book, or page 2 in our satellite Siddur. with Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashoret, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Borachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch ni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeichem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now we turn to page 146. 144 in our satellite Siddur for the Hatzi Kaddish. Yiskadal v'yiskadash shemei Rabbo v'yomo divra kirusei v'yamich malchusei b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedechol b'eish Yisroel b'hagola uv'izman kori v'yimeru amen. Yeheshmei Rabbo Mevorach Leolam Leomei Omayo Yisborach Yisborach V'yishabach V'yispar V'yisroman V'yisnaseh V'yishadar V'yishaleh V'yishalo Shemei Dekudisho Berechu Le'elo Min Kol Berchaso V'yishirasa Tush bechasa v'nechemasa tahamiram bioma v'yimeru. Amen. Now for the bracha on page 146 or page 3 in the satellite Siddur. Baruch Hu es Adonai hamavorah. Baruch Adonai hamavorah leolam va'ed.
Let's turn to the top of page 149, page 3 of the satellite Siddur. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Together, creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows.
Baruch atah Adonai hamavorim avarim.
Let's now turn to the middle of page 150 of our prayer book and we'll read together. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai avorim amo Yisroel. Page 152 or 4 in the satellite Siddur. Shema Yisroel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Hashem, Kevod Malchuso, leolam voed. V'ahavta es Adonai Elohecha b'chol v'chol nafshecha uv'chol miodecha v'hayu harvorim ha'ele asher anochi mitzocha hayom alavovecha v'shinanta levonecha v'dibartam bam V'shivtecha b'veisecha, u'v'lechtecha b'derech, u'v'shartecha, u'v'chumecha, u'shartam lios al yodecha, v'hahu l'totofos bein einecha, u'shartam al mezuzos beisecha, u'v'ishorecha, leman tizkeru, v'yosisem es kol mitzvosai, V'yosisem kodeshim le'elohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzesis is hechem mitzyeretz mitzrayim, lios lochem le'elohim, ani Adonai Elohechem. Amen.
Let's turn to the top of page 157 in our prayer books, or page 5 of the satellite Siddur. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. Let's read together that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
Let's continue on page 158 or page 5 in our satellite Siddur. Mi chamocha ba'olim Adonai, mi chamocha noder b'kodesh, nora tehilos osefel. Okay, so now we're going to do the regular melody. Linda, you want to lead us?
No, you can.
Okay. Mi chamocha ba'olim Adonai, mi Kekamomo no deba kodesh no ratahilos o sefele no ratahilos o sefele malachus secho robo benecho boke yom lifnei Moshe zeli anu amaru 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 Adonai yimlo leolam voed Adonai yimlo Leolam voed v'nehemar kipoto Adonai es Yaakov ugilo mias hazar mimenu baruch ato Adonai goel Yisroel lai 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 la 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 lai 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 lai.
Let's turn to the middle of page 161, bottom of page 5 in the satellite Siddur. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in those soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Together, watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Over all we love, over all Jerusalem and yours.
And let's continue on page 161 and 2 or page 6 in the satellite Siddur. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisroel. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisroel v'al Yerushalayim v'al kol amo v'al Yerushalayim shalom Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisroel. Now we continue with Vishamru, same page. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael es ha-Shabbos lasos et ha-Shabbos litoritam baris olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael es ha-Shabbos lasos et ha-Shabbos litoritam baris olam. B'nei u'v'nei b'nei Yisrael, esohili olam, v'shamru v'nei Yisrael, es ha-Shabbos, lasos et ha-Shabbos, litoritam baris olam. Ki sheish yomim aso Adonai, Aso Adonai, Hesa Shamayim v'yetz v'yoreh, v'shamru v'nei Yisrael, es ha-Shabbos, lasos et ha-Shabbos, lidoritam baris olam. Uv'yom hashvi'i, Shabbos v'inofash, Shabbos v'inofash, Shabbos v'inofash, v'shamru v'nei Yisrael, es ha-Shabbos, lasos et ha-Shabbos, litoritam baris olam.
As we turn to the tefillah, the core of our Shabbat service, I ask you to please rise. We turn to page 164 in our prayer books, page 7 in the satellite Siddur. Either read silently through page 178 or stay internally, whatever you're feeling at this time. We will come back together once everyone is seated.
Now we turn to page 180 or page 9 in our satellite Siddur.
You skipped me.
180? Huh?
179.
It says, okay, it says 180. Oh, say shalom.
Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praise are you, eternal one, who blesses our people with peace.
Now we can turn to page 180, or 9 in the satellite Siddur. Oh, say shalom bin Ramam, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisroel, ve'imru amen, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisroel, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisroel. Oh, say shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisroel. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisroel. V'ne'amar, Amen.
As this Shabbat unfolds, set aside the work, worries, and demands of the week. Enter this sacred time with gratitude for the gift of rest and renewal. May this day remind us that our worth is not measured by what we accomplish, but by the divine image in which we are created. Help us to be present to this moment, to those we love, and to your presence in our lives. We give thanks for the blessings that surround us, seen and unseen, for life, for breath, for family and friends, for moments of joy, and even for the lessons hidden within struggle. May the peace of Shabbat quiet our mind and soften our heart. Where there is tension, bring calm. Where there is fear, bring trust. Where there is weariness, bring restoration. Help us to notice the beauty of creation and to remember that the world is sustained not only by human effort, but by your wisdom and care. May this Sabbath be a source of healing for all who are ill, comfort for those who mourn, strength for those who are burdened, and peace for all Israel and all humanity. As we rest, may our soul be refreshed. As we reflect, may we grow in compassion, humility, and gratitude. And as we welcome Shabbat, may we draw closer to you. Baruch atah Adonai, source of peace and blessing. May the peace of Shabbat fill our home and our heart and the world. Please turn to the middle of page 371 of your prayer book, page 9 in the satellite Siddur. We recite the Mishaberach prayer to ask God to send healing, strength, and comfort to those who are ill or facing challenges. It is also a way for the community to come together in compassion, hope, and support for one another. We have been asked to offer prayers for our JCI members and family: Leah Jacobson, Joan Thompson, Bert Thompson, Bert Posner, Larry Sasher, Beth Pavlo, George Cartman, Belle Finfer, Carol Gross, Aaron Alter, Arthur Doctor, June Streisand, and John Righteous. And our JCMI friends and extended family: Julie Fitzgerald, Jane Barron, Brandon Ben-Sharam, Pete Carochi, Sandy Footlook, Bernie and Barbara Friedrich, Nan Needleman, Tom Boucher, Scott Snyder, Martha Eldridge Stark, Joan Reike, Mel Friedberg, Paula McIver, Howard Rosenblum, Reverend Timothy Navin, Margaret Gallivan, Deborah Posner, Arlene Merstein, Ann D'Onofrio, Irvin Shapiro, Lynn Hollander, Harold Hollander, Barbara Kretschmar, Pamela Michelle, Elaine Driscoll, Patrick Reedy, and Arlene Reinhardt. Please raise your hand if you want to.
Del Block, Susan Pullman, and Ralph Hoffman.
Please join Jonathan in singing Mishaberach prayer.
Mishaberach Avoseinu Mekor Havracha Liamoseinu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing and let us say, Amen. Mishabera Imoseinu Mikor Avracha Liavoseinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
I invite Jonathan Greenfield for tonight's Kiddush and Hamotzi as we rise and turn to page 123 of our prayer book, page 10 in the satellite Siddur.
The seventh day is consecrated to the eternal God. On Shabbat, eternal sign of creation, we remember that we are created in the divine image. We therefore raise the cup of wine in thanksgiving. Let's all read together at the top of the page. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech olam, borei pari hagofen. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagofen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvosav v'rotzavonu, v'shabas kodecho b'achav v'rotzon inchilanu. Zicharon l'maaseh bereishis, ki hu yom tehilo lemekroe kodesh, zecher litzios mitzrayim, ki vonu vocharto, biosonu kidashto, michol amim, v'shabas kodechecho, v'achavo uvrotzon, inchaltonu, baruch atah Adonai, mekahadesh hashabas. Amen. L'chaim. Okay, you guys going to do the job, right?
You are.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech olam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'tei avon.
Okay. Yeah. She'll help you. Yeah.
Normally Linda does the serving, but
No, we're gonna.
we need helpers. We need helpers.
Okay. Good job. Okay. Gonna take an aspirin too? Okay. You want a piece?
No, thank you.
Did you give the cantor some bread seed?
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
We don't have anybody doing a parashah tonight?
Yeah.
Ronnie is.
Oh, Ronnie, I'm sorry.
Tonight's Parsha is Matot, means tribes, and is founded in Numbers 30-2. The Israelites are almost within sight of the Promised Land. They waged a victorious campaign against the Midianites. No longer are the Israelites in the desert. They're moving toward Jordan, to the west of which lies their destination, the land of milk and honey. The members of the tribe of Reuben and Gad begin to have a different thought of crossing the Jordan River. Seeing that the land which they're traveling is good pasture land to raise cattle, they decide that they would like to stay there. Moses is angered by their request. Moses said to Gadites and Reubenites, "Shall our countrymen go to war while you sit here? Why do you discourage the Israelites from going over to the land of the Lord has given us?" The tribes propose a compromise solution. They say, "We'd like to build pens here for our livestock and cities for our women and children, but we're ready to arm ourselves and go ahead of the Israelites until we have brought them to their place of peace. Meanwhile, our women and children will live in fortified cities for their protection from inhabitants of the land. We will not return to our homes until every Israelite has received his inheritance. We will not receive any inheritance with them on the other side of the Jordan, because our inheritance has come to us on the east side of the Jordan." Moses agreed to their proposal. On the surface, this is a story of Numbers 30-2. It is often in the Torah, there are subtexts. One particular was noticed by the sages with a sensitivity to nuances and details. Listen carefully to what the Reubenites and Gadites asked when they first approached Moses for the land east of the river. "We would like to build pens here for our livestock and cities for our women and children." Moses replied, "Build cities for your children and pens for your flock, but do what you have promised." The orders of the nouns is crucial. The men of Reubenites and Gad placed more importance on their property and livestock than on their women and children. Moses reverses the order in his response, putting special emphasis on the children. One of the most consistent patterns of Jewish history is the way communities throughout the pages put children and education first. In 1432, at the height of the Christian persecution of Jews in Spain, a conference was convened to institute a system of taxation to fund Jewish education for all. In 1648, at the end of the 30-year war in Central Europe between the Catholics and the Protestant community, the first thing Jewish communities in Europe did is to reestablish Jewish life, was to recognize the education system. In 1849, when Samson Raphael Hirsch became rabbi in Frankfurt, Germany, he insisted that the community build a school before building a synagogue. Moses' implied rebuke to the tribes of the Reubens and Gad is not a minor detail, but the fundamental statement about Jewish property. Property is second, children's primary. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Len, can you come up and give the announcements? Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom, reading from our Board of Directors. A few announcements about our congregational life. Everyone worshiping with us tonight, please stay for the oneg afterwards. Tonight's oneg was coordinated by Mitch Braun and Bob Jarris, Mary Pinto, and myself. Ronnie and Nora Joel, in honor of their grandchildren that are visiting with them, Max and Lily. They also sponsored the beautiful flowers in honor of their 51st wedding anniversary. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Current details of everything going on in the congregational life can be found on our website, monthly newsletter, The Messenger, and in the semi-weekly email notifications we send out to the membership. The next board meeting will be on Thursday, July 23rd. Bubby's Bake Sale is looking for sponsors for their 27 bake sale. The sponsorship is $125. Please submit a check if you're interested. The 2026-27 Women's Book Club flyer is now available around the building. We are working with other churches and city officials to decorate and paint storefront windows at the Marco Walk stores. Drop by over the next few weeks. They're supposed to be wonderful. The Chess Club meets every Tuesday from 9:30 till 12. Contact Irv Poplov. The office is continuing to sell memorial yahrzeit candles. And don't forget to bring in food for those in our community who are less fortunate when you come on Fridays or leave a donation in the tzedakah box. And now we move to the conclusion of tonight's worship service, where we invite to the bima our final honorees, Ronnie and Nora Joel and their entire family. Please open our prayer books to page 586 and rise for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach li'adon ha'kol, lo'seis gedulo li'otzeh brishis, shelo osonu kriye horotzos, v'lo somonu kamishbechos hodomo, shelo som helkenu chochem, v'gahor aleinu kekol homonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלוכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. Together on this Shabbat, we enter a sacred pause in the rhythm of our week. Shabbat invites us to step away from striving and accomplishment and to remember what endures beyond our work and worries, the holiness of being, the bonds of community, and the presence of the divine. In a few moments, we will recite Kaddish. Though often associated with mourning, Kaddish is at its heart a prayer that magnifies and sanctifies God's name. It's an affirmation that even in the face of loss, uncertainty, and the unfinished nature of our lives, holiness remains present in the world. As we prepare to pray, we may bring to mind those whose memories accompany us today: parents and grandparents, spouses, siblings, children, friends, teachers, and all those who have shaped our lives. We honor them not only by remembering their absence, but by carrying forward their values, their kindness, their wisdom, and their love. On this day of rest, may we feel connected across generations to those who came before us, to those who stand beside us, and to those who will follow after us. May the words of Kaddish lift our hearts toward gratitude, memory, and hope. And may the peace of Shabbat deepen within us as together we proclaim the sanctity that binds heaven and earth. Tonight we offer Kaddish for those observing Shiva, Shloshim, Sandy Footlick Yanoff, and for our loved ones for whom we are observing yahrzeit, Morris Black, Helen Cohen, Jeanette Cohen, Erna Hiller Goldschmidt, Gertrude Goldstein, Bess Green, Paula Cantor, Kay Marie Cartman, Pauline Katz, Rosalind Kleeman, Samuel Kupperman, W.A. Ottinger, Sandra Sachs, Norman Sandberg, Rose Seidman, Michael Swinford, Francis Kupperman Wiegler, Norman Weiner. Is there anyone else who's observing Shiva Shloshim or Yahrzeit? Please raise your hand. Please rise as we turn to page 598 in our prayer book, page 11 in the satellite Siddur.
Yiskadal v'yiskadash shemei rabba, v'yomar divra kirusei v'yamich makusei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayedechol beish Yisrael, v'agolav v'zman kori v'yimaru, amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach liolam liomei omayo, Yisborak v'yishtabach v'yispa'ar v'yisroman v'yisnasei, v'yisadar v'yisaleh v'yisalah, shemei dekudashar be'achu, Le'elo min kol berachasa v'shirasa, tushbechasa v'nechemasa, ta'amiram b'yoma v'yimru, amen. Ose shalom mervaba min shemayim, v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. Ose shalom b'mramav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, Amen. Amen. Tonight we are going to close with Ein Keloheinu. And that's found on page 626, or page 12 in the satellite Siddur. Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kimalkeinu, Ein Kamoshienu, Mi Keloheinu, Mi Kadonenu, Mi Kimalkeinu, Mi Kamoshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Imalkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atohu Eloheinu, Atohu Adonenu, Atohu Malkeinu, Atohu Moshienu, Atohu Shetiru, Avoseinu, Lefonecha, Eskamos Adoma. Good Shabbos to all. Still cannot get that melody in my head. I do it, I know it, and then every time I go to sing it, I go back to the old version.
Sure. But I know the how. Wait a minute.
What?
I know no, I think you can take it.
Yes?
Yes, wrap it up.
Yes. Best moment of the day. Can't have no peace.
Here, wrap it up, honey.
Yeah, okay.
We're not.
I thought you did a
Very
great
nice.
job.
You
Yes,
do?
we're going to eat. Here, take a bite.
Nicely done.
You did a really nice job. Both of you.
Thank you.
What?
This is the first.